Hi guys, I am Gitanjali Sharma and welcome to the Next Gen podcast. Manvir, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So if you guys don't already know, Manvir is an influencer, he's a foodie, he's a runner, and if you don't already know, Manvir is one of my best friends.
I am so honored that you asked me out of all your friends to be here.
I was just wondering who would talk the most with me, and it sounded like a good fit. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I mean, we are the next generation giving the Next Gen podcast.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start with what pulled you into wanting to be in a public field, such as like social media, being a personality, and being an influencer?
I mean, you said it yourself, being a personality. I think I have a really loud personality. I tend to be, I am myself all the time. I feel like in the beginning, obviously, I tried to be myself, but it was like closed off just because I wasn't allowed to be myself around people. Not that they told me not to be myself, but it just isn't a welcoming environment.
For you.
But I think I had it in me for like the longest time ever, and I would just like put myself on a camera, post myself, and here I am.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And would you say that you were like that in your childhood as well? Were you always an outgoing kid, or do you think you grew into it?
Listening back to like my mom telling me, and also my dad, and just hearing from my aunts and uncles, I was always like the one that would run to my aunts and uncles and like just be like a happy jolly kid and like go for sleepovers as a young baby. Like, you know, when our parents were like grinding and they were like working, and I would be at my cousin's house and I think I was just always like a people's person. That's the word.
Yeah.
And just being around people, being just never crying, socialite.
I think even now I would say you're super hospitable is probably the word I'd use. Like very ready to be there, catering to everybody, making everything an experience, which I think why this fits so well with you being your authentic self.
Yeah.
Would you say that there was a catalyst? For me, I think I knew I was going to end up in media when I started, again, if you know my dad, you know that I've been dancing and doing all this for a very long time.
You've been doing a lot.
Thank you. It's a lot, but I feel like I'm learning and I'm growing as I go. But if you look back at videos, I always loved being the center of attention too. Like
we know, girl.
Any home video, it's Anjali dancing at the reception, or Gitanjali's gonna do this,
or Anjali's walking a fashion show.
Yeah, there's always something going on.
Yeah.
So I think like on the same page as you, I think being like that as a kid, there was no huge transition, but getting over what other people were gonna think.
Yeah.
And would you say that there was a catalyst for you that really was the point where you said, hey, I'm going to go public. All my socials are public. This is probably going to get back to my parents. Everyone's going to see this. And I'm okay with it. What was that moment for you?
I mean, I genuinely thought that at the end of the day, like I was always myself in front of my parents, and they always encouraged me to do like whatever I want to do. There was never a point where my parents were like, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer, like a typical brown parent. I'm sorry, but my parents are traditional and they're desi, and I love that I got that from them as well, right? But also realistically, they know that they are living life for themselves and happiness is super important, and they would want that for their kids as well. So my parents always never put it on us that be a doctor, be like the stereotypical things that our kids probably even our next generation are asked to be, right? But my dad was always like, get padai karo, get some education and do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, like you want to be standing on your 2 feet. And I think that I got into school. First of all, in grade 5, I wanted to be a podiatrist. If you guys don't know what a podiatrist is, it's a foot doctor. And I did
Of course you wanted to be a foot doctor.
Why would you say that? But I don't know why. Well, also because I have flat feet. So at the point when I wanted to be a foot doctor, we were seeing foot doctors to get insoles
and so
for
you
shoes.
Said that, okay, I'm seeing
so I was
this
like,
all the time.
Now let me be a podiatrist. And I did a project in grade 6 to be a foot doctor or a podiatrist. And then slowly high school came and, career education came, and I now wanted to be a police officer. Could you see me as a police officer with this personality?
No, I could not see you as a police officer.
No. And like, imagine me pulling you over and be like, hey, you got a ticket today. Congratulations.
Just me speeding off. No,
Literally.
I'm kidding. I would never do
that.
But
I enjoyed, though, taking law class in high school. I think it was so important. And I think the community, like, piece out of it was super important as well. Like, restorative justice.
Yeah.
That stuck to me a lot because everyone deserves a second chance, in my opinion.
That too.
And so then I went in to do a crim degree and did a minor in counseling. And then clearly I'm not doing what I am for my degree, but it still aligns. My degree got me somewhere,
definitely.
And I'm not going to disclose what I do, but if you know, you know. But I think then it came, COVID hit. That's when I was like, TikTok was such a big thing, and everyone was like, TikTok back then was fun, TikTok.
It was.
It was like everyone's dancing. You saw the D'Amelio sisters dancing. You saw everyone dancing, and then you wanted to follow those trends, and then you wanted to make dances as well. And honestly, I did some dances as well. And I think that's where it started. Even like right after high school, like all of high school, I was a private person. Only my friends knew who I was. I mean, people knew, but I just was not that vocal, just because, again, well, I'm sure we'll dig into it a little later. Yeah. But I think that after high school, went public on Instagram because I didn't care about what other people had to say. If you follow me, you do. You can. If you don't, you can unfollow me. And that's where I didn't care about opinions. And
launched your career.
I think literally right out of graduation from high school, it was like, this is me. This is real. This is real.
Yeah. Definitely. This is me. Yeah. But no, definitely. And I think going back to the education piece and your parents just wanting you to be happy and even realizing yourself afterwards that you're really in it for you. I do think like education and all these expectations that especially South Asian parents can put on their kids can sometimes restrict their happiness more than anything else. They mean well to get that degree, to, okay, you're going to get education, you're going to get a good job and move forward that way.
Yeah.
And you don't really sit to think about like what makes me happy, like what makes my creative juices flow, for example. And I think a lot of that comes down to the whole like what other people think, like loki higog. I think similar to you. You didn't want to open up.
And I think I'm still teaching my parents about that, and they're really learning and catching on to it.
That's amazing.
That lokas, like people's views don't matter, because your people that are your real, like quote unquote your real people. It could be your siblings, it could be your cousins, it could be your friends. They're not going to stick around. They're there just to judge you. Yeah. A lot of them, not all of them. But realistically, it's your family, it's your wife, your children, it's the people that live in that one roof with you are gonna matter.
No, definitely.
You know? And I think that, whatever you just said is so important.
And now speaking, we just touched on maybe a little bit more of like the online and people consistently having something to say.
Yeah.
With you now being public and posting and being your true authentic self online, do you find that you're receiving a lot of hate?
I wouldn't say a lot of hate. I honestly genuinely think that no one deserves to receive a lot of hate. I see people that get it more than me. It's so sad, right? But people that I see getting it are super strong, and I think that seeing other people react to it in a positive way makes me want to react to it in a positive way, because before, I'd be seeing those comments and I'd be crying on my pillow. Yeah. You know, or I'd be telling my friends, I'd be telling my sister that, what the hell is this? You know, but sorry, what was the question again? I got off topic.
Manvir said cut. All right. We'll run it back one more time. No, the question was just, do you feel that you receive a lot of hate online?
Oh yeah, for sure. Not as much as other people, like I mentioned earlier, but there is comments that come around. I think that at the beginning stage of when I started posting, it wasn't as much, just because I didn't have a following. It was just my friends following me or friends of friends, and it was more so just fun things to do. I wasn't fully on camera.
Yeah.
It was more so just like, oh, I went to a nice little restaurant today, like here's a little video, like 10 seconds long, right? It was not me. But now I think I started doing get ready with me's like 2 years ago, and then it was like, oh, why are you wearing a necklace? Like girls wear that, blah, 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 right? So now it's more prominent for sure. And how I deal with it, my comments are on approval mode. So if you're commenting something, no one's really seeing it, just me, and it's not really affecting me. I just block you. That's about it.
That's about it. And then we move on with our day.
And then we move on to the next follower that has something to say, and it just goes on a cycle.
How do you think you taught yourself, like, to see that every day and be resilient? Because I think it can get a lot. Like me, myself, I don't know how I would handle consistent, like, negative comments or criticism about what I'm doing, or especially something that I'm super passionate about.
Yeah.
I think I get really lucky in my field that it's a team. It's not just me.
Yeah.
If I'm putting out a magazine, it's a team. If I'm doing this, it's a team. So if there's any negative feedback, it's not just on me. I feel that it's spread amongst a team of us. Like we're in it together when bad things happen.
Yeah.
But I think being like a soul face and like being your own brand, it could probably get really hard when everything is about you or about your character more than I guess anything else online.
True.
So how did you teach yourself to be resilient and just move forward and not take that personally?
I think in the nicest way possible, it was more so that these people wanted to be where I'm at. Like, I'm privileged to have the platform that I have. And that's because I have I have, you know, like supportive family, supportive friends, and supportive family. Supportive friends, supportive family, and just a community that's supportive, right?
Yeah.
But some people might not have that. And I just genuinely think that I tell myself that these people wanted to be where I am. They couldn't, they can't, they don't try to. That's the one thing. You gotta try to be where you're at. And then if you still aren't successful, just continue trying.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just them projecting. It's unfortunate. It's probably insecurities. And it is what it is. I remind myself that I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful for my platform. I'm grateful for what I do, continue to do. I'm grateful for the people that support me. And unbiased opinions don't matter.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think like for anyone out there too that wants to do what you're doing, it's focusing on the more positive side of it than the negative, and just being happy with being able to put stuff out.
Yeah.
And I think it's unfortunate that people are so comfortable saying things behind a screen.
Just know that when you're putting your things out there, like your just your content in general, there's people that want it. And there's people that will continue to support you and like your comment. There'll be people coming up to you and be like, I really liked your video yesterday.
Yeah.
And that just even that one comment, even just that literally
that
those two
boost.
words, I like your content, gives you that motivation to continue doing it. You know, like one positive comment overpowers
all the negative
comments.
And I think we've touched upon it so many times before too, is there's really right now a lack of like consequence for what you put online.
Because
of course,
it's all faceless.
It's all faceless.
Just
I think
move
we've
on.
recently seen that actually with a few influencers online that are very much calling people out now.
Yeah.
That, hey, like, you know me. You're not someone random. You're someone from my city. You've known me or you've met me before.
So this is the feedback, and I think just the approach for our next generation. You're gonna see people again comment liking is like, people think that liking a comment is just I'm just liking a comment.
Yeah.
It's funny, but you don't know that if there's one comment and it has 300 likes, it affects a person really deeply.
Yeah.
And my McDonald's video of that veggie burger, goddamn, I was just trying a veggie burger out and how it was. But on Instagram, like, you can turn your comments off or to people that only you follow, right? And I did that for a second, but I was like, no, like, I'm tagging brands on here. Brands don't follow me. Or sometimes the brand doesn't want to go out of their way to follow me to then come back to comment on my thing. They're going to see the video on their Insta Reels, because I'm talking about Instagram, and they're just going to want to comment right away. And so then I had to keep my comments on all public people. Whereas like TikTok, it's approval comments, right?
Yeah.
So people would be commenting, I'd have to go back and forth deleting comments right away because I don't want them to be there, right? So if you're liking a comment, it plays a big role.
Let's talk about maybe what are some of your favorite projects that you've done till date?
Oh, good question. Shout out to Rue Cafe. I think it's literally 3 years ago, I walked into the doors of that beautiful cafe, that beautiful restaurant, and it was with my best friend, and I told her, I was like, one day, we're gonna be collaborating. And here we are,
And
3
here
years
you
later.
are, collaborating quite frequently too.
All year last year, spring, summer, fall, winter menu launches, Christmas edition. Here we are, we're doing the Run Club.
Yeah.
We did a Run Brunch, sold out event, and that, honestly, anything with Rue is probably one of my favorites. Anything that I've done with Jasmine at Rue, favorites. King Taps was one of them.
King Taps food was amazing.
It was so good. We went together.
Manvir takes me as his +1 sometimes,
Yeah.
so I get to go
take you
places.
most of the time, actually.
That's very true.
You know, because when friends uplift each other, if I'm opening one door, I'm pulling my friends with me.
As we should.
You know,
Yeah.
King Taps, a lot of like local restaurants. I would say Parfour Kitchen, Gup Shop.
So a lot of like your food content. I think like the foodie content is the one that's the most
But
fun.
I think because of the sun run and me being more, honestly, I was always a runner. I took a break for a few years, and then here I am. I got motivated to do the sun run, and then I started posting run content.
You did, yeah.
That's where I got my first paid partnership to do the sun run, and then came the Run Brunch, sold out. Then came the consistent every Saturday 9 a.m. Run Club in Surrey.
Which I think is also just amazing to like encourage people to be healthy and get them out of their houses and foster community. Because I've been there for every one of his runs, actually. I have to be.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kidding. I like to be there. But
And you have to be there.
And I have to be there. I don't have a choice. I have to be there. But I think you're definitely bringing together a community of people that wouldn't have met each other otherwise, or become friends, or even just like it's so fun to connect with someone younger than you, someone older than you.
100%.
I can't run. I am not a runner. I don't enjoy running, but I get to meet so many people, and some people are walking at the back with me. Some people are helping me keep up and jog, and you just really build this community that I don't think was there.
Yeah.
Like Niche of Surrey, we're all so busy. We're always working.
So this is what I heard from a lot of people. They were like, oh, he sold out his event only with all of his friends.
Yeah.
Half of them were people that I did not know at all, and now we're friends.
Which is amazing.
Which is amazing.
That's how it should work.
And I genuinely think that half of the people that were there connected with, sure, if you're calling that the other half were my friends, we're all a community now.
Yeah.
We're all connected, and now we see each other at the continued runs that happen every Saturday. You know, it's again, it's just again about building community, and I think that unfortunately my early years in high school, there wasn't that community. Yes, I had the core, 4 or 5 of my best friends that I'm still tied to the ground with right now, and I love them to the death, but there was no sense of community. It was like, you're bullied, you're this, you're that, name calling and all that stuff, and I didn't feel belonged. There was no sense of belonging, apart from my friends and my family, but just in general, a wider group. But then I think that taught me that this is not how it's supposed to be like.
Do you think that's what really accelerated you and like put you into the mindset that you wanted to create a community? Do you think like not feeling it yourself made you almost want to give that to other people?
And I genuinely feel that not a lot of people want to feel like themselves. They are told that you have to, this is your personality, this is not how a personality is supposed to be. If you're a female, you're not supposed to talk like this, you're not supposed to walk like this. If you're a male, why are you talking like this? This is not how you're supposed to be. No, you can be whatever you want to be. Genuinely, it's just frowned upon, unfortunately, in the South Asian community, right? And I think that it's important that we stop doing that and just, there's successful
people for who they are.
There's successful people that are there at the top doing things because they wanted to do it and because they were themselves.
Yeah. Now, going back to our Rue runs, I did some research. Well, I mean, it's you, so I didn't have to do any research. But
well, she said she's been following me since grade A and being my best friend, so I hope she didn't do research and she knows me.
I wanted to bring up, we were talking about how you were always outgoing, but maybe not to the extent that you are now. And I wanted to bring up, I think, the origination of where these run clubs and all these collaboration ideas came from. Manvir, when we were younger, I want to say this is
19.
COVID.
Yeah.
COVID time, 19 or 20. Manvir started posting.
18, actually.
18. Park of the days, donut of the days. You want to give us a little bit of background on that and the inspiration behind it? The park of the day.
I think, honestly, I love Bretman Rock, and I was introduced to him by my Filipino best friend, our friend, and I think that he, again, him being himself, doing whatever the wanted to do. I genuinely feel that because he was so authentically himself, doing whatever he wanted to do, didn't have a pressure of people telling him stop doing that, made me want to do that. So I started Donut of the Day, right? Me and my best friend, we did it together. We would rate donuts, and then we started with Park of the Day, rated donuts, rated parks. We went through 20 different parks throughout the city of Surrey, Delta, Burnaby, all Lower Mainland, rated parks, and that's what started becoming a sense of community. And that's where I started gaining a lot of viewers and a lot of followers, and people in COVID was when people were like, oh, I'm going to work out, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to go run. That allowed people to go to different parks. Then came small businesses. Small business of the day. I don't know if you remember that one, do you?
No, not that one.
So I did small business of the day at the end of 2020, and that's where any of the small businesses that I worked with or in the moment was like, buying from.
I do remember the baskets and the balloons.
Yeah, everything.
But even that, Manvir, I think you were fostering community before you knew you were fostering a community because I think sometimes people get to a certain level and they feel like everyone's competition or they don't want to support one another.
Yeah.
And I have to give you the hugest kudos for that because at that time, I don't think everyone was supporting each other in the way that you were just ready to do.
Yeah. And so small business of the day, just supporting businesses because people were not doing well in COVID. People's jobs were at the risk of being lost. So, just not, and this is what I taught myself. I was like, I rated parks, I rated donuts, I'm not rating small businesses. I'm telling people what they offer and what you can expect from them. So I did a bunch of those and I got the business owners on it with me. Not the business owners, the people that bought from the business with me or I bought it for, I'd be like, oh, what was your experience? Like, I got you a gift from here. How did you like it, right? So it's super cute. Then we did Park of the Day again, part 2. Then we did Hike of the Day. And I think, again, it fostered a community. It gave me a following. And people wanted that out of me.
Yeah.
And I gave it to them. So I feel like when people receive something and they love it so much, it motivates you to continue doing that. And that's what I kind of just continue to do. That's where the TikToks came from. That's where me just posting a few random restaurant TikToks came from. And
I think for you especially, I've noticed this as a trend recently, especially with our friend group, and I think we're also just growing up and people are falling into the fields that they're supposed to be in.
Yeah.
But I think when you start being your true authentic self, things find you. Like I think you did that by accident. I think you did it because it was fun,
grateful.
And it almost became your job.
It just became a job.
Which
it's
is so
funny.
amazing.
You know what? The start of it was me just randomly doing interviews. Well, it wasn't randomly. You asked me to do it, and I did it because you saw something in me. Doing interviews at the Vasaki Gala last year.
Yeah.
The next day, I get an email from a brand, a designer, saying, hey, can you come to Vancouver Fashion Week? We're fully paying for you. You're going to sit front row. You're going to get content for us. Just support us and show the brand.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it started from. So I give kudos to you and obviously a few other people, but genuinely I think that you've always seen something in me, and just I've done red carpet interviews for your events like multiple times now, and I think I'm going to continue doing them because you let me be myself, and you don't give me a set of questions. You have to ask this person this, ask this person this.
Yeah.
You help me to bring the people to me on who I'm interviewing, because sometimes I don't know who people are, right? But again, you foster that community into me, and I think I built a lot of connections with the community because of you.
Yeah, no, I think this definitely goes back to something that you said earlier that I was like, okay, I'll touch upon later.
Yeah.
But we talked about opening doors. And I think that's something, again, I keep saying we talk about it off of camera, but that's something we have talked about so much off camera, is that more and more people need to be opening doors the way doors were open for them. Like, I think we're both really, really lucky and privileged to be in the situations that we're in, and even to be able to do something like this somewhat for fun. Like things that we're passionate about that are outside of maybe our regular job space.
Yeah.
And I am so conscious of the fact that like any opportunity that I have, I want to be able to give to somebody else. If someone calls me with questions, I'm answering those questions. I'm going to help you in any way that I can.
Yeah.
And I honestly see that a lot in you too. But we've also had, honestly, situations where I don't think the generation before us was willing to do that for us. There's a lot of the younger generation is coming up. Maybe it's felt competition, and it's not opening doors, but almost closing doors.
They were scared their light was going to be taken from us. But sweetie, the light's on for everyone.
Yeah.
The light's on me right now.
Yeah.
It's on you right now. Right? So realistically, everyone has the space to be together.
Yeah.
But if you're going to think that the light's only for you, the light's always just going to stay on you, and no one's going to be willing to give you that light. You're just going to have your own little bedroom light.
Yeah.
But you don't want that.
I think collaboration especially makes things so much bigger.
Yeah.
Like when we do something together, I think that we can make it so much more grand than if I was just doing it myself, or ideas and collaboration. I think it's so important that we continue to not only open doors for each other, but like open doors for everyone to come after
So it's
us.
not even about just opening doors. You pull people with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to close that. I'm not going to open it and be like, haha, do it on your own.
No, this is how I did it.
This is how I did it, and this is how you're going to do it with me. I'm pulling you with me. Yeah. It's not that, hey, I'm standing at the door, I opened it for you. This is how I did it.
Try your best.
Try your best. If you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. No, that's not how it is.
No.
Yeah.
What is up next for you? What are some upcoming projects? What are you most excited about looking forward?
Well, I want to go on a brand trip. I want to go to the Dominican Republic. I'm going to be flown out by a brand. I want to be flown out to Coachella. And these are all just manifestations. I think one day, like 3 years ago, and a lot of my friends know this, I was manifesting even just being here today. Having a following, having people comment. Bro, I'd be having people pulling up on me on like, beautiful events, be like, oh, we see your TikToks. Can we take a picture with you? My first time that happened was like, literally December. We were at an event and 2 girls came up to me and they're like, we see your TikToks, la 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 la. And I was like, I usually like to ask like, oh, like, I ask for feedback right away. I was like, what do you like, what do you not like?
What did you hate about my content?
And they were so sweet. And they took a picture with me, and then their high school teacher posted it on, they were there for like a high school project at that event. So their high school teacher posted it on their Instagram for me and tagged me whatever, right? Which was so sweet. And I think like, it's just stuff like that keeps me going. So it got me here. So now for my future manifestations, and I'm going to say it out loud, because when I say it out loud, it gets to the audience, and who knows, maybe someone from Chart or someone from Neutrogena is watching this and they're going to find me out.
You did that Neutrogena run though.
Oh, I forgot about that. No, I didn't forget about that, but like, It was
was
in the back of my
there.
head.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I got invited to a Neutrogena event, as you guys
So
saw
that
on
happened.
Instagram. That happened. But so yeah, so now me and Neutrogena are in touch, and so hopefully I get flown out to a Coachella trip.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's my goals. And I genuinely feel like that a lot of people I've seen get that fame, get the following, they forget about their family and their friends and how they really got there. That's not okay.
Yeah.
And I think that I know I will forever hold hands with my family, with my friends, and
Oh, you're stuck with so many
we're
plus
stuck
ones.
with so many
I'm
people.
a
My
plus
friends
one.
be like, "Oh, don't forget about me."
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna forget about my friends and my family who
Yeah.
actually are the reason that I'm here. But people do, and
Yeah.
that's not okay. Again, the light is on all of us, not just you.
What is the most fun thing about being in this space for you?
You just get to be yourself. Like I said, like I've always been the socialite and had this personality in me, but finally, like I think, like you know when my friend, I'm gonna name drop her, Harpo. She gave me this beautiful like way of thinking. She said that you are a butterfly or like a caterpillar turns into a cocoon, and in the cocoon you're just preparing yourself for this war, for whatever you're gonna face in the real world, and then
Yeah.
this butterfly finally comes out and you're flying. And I think that I'm finally out of my cocoon and just being myself and just doing everything and just being able to face the world.
What do you think pushed you to do that? Like, what was the reason that you think you're finally ready to be your authentic self just fully? Like, post
Just-
everything you want and
yeah.
be that creative person that you are.
Genuinely just not caring, not
Yeah.
giving a shit about what people have to say and outside opinions. I think that opinions matter, but as long as they're delivered in a good way. It's constructive feedback that's really important for you, and
Yeah.
you need that to grow and to do well, and I will forever be taking that. But opinions that are irrelevant and just want to put you down, beat you down, they're not
Yeah.
important.
For anyone listening that wants to do what you do and thinks that that's
Mind you
what the
guys, I'm
future
not that
goal
big
is.
right now, but
It's okay. It's still something. I think honestly, every step of the way matters. We talked about
Yeah.
this earlier too.
Yeah.
You started by just posting.
yeah.
So I think I was going to get to advice for people that want to do what you do, but I think we've been giving it on the way.
Yeah.
But one is to just start, but two, what got you to the point? Like, what was your routine, or what was your mental mindset reset that you had to do to get to the point where you didn't care about opinions?
I just felt that, again, they're irrelevant.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought that, are they going to get me anywhere? No.
No.
Or if they are going to get me anywhere, it's going to be, again, in my room locked up crying. Am I going
Yeah.
to do that? No.
No.
Have I done that? Probably. But
Yeah.
I continued to still open my bedroom door, live another beautiful day, and just be successful. And again, to tie in with your question on like what advice I would give to people that are watching and just people that want to do what I do, I genuinely think that, again, you will have, first of all, you're going to have a day that you have 100 views on your TikTok. You're going to have a day
just gotta
that you're
start.
liking your own post and you don't get a like for like 3 hours, and then it's going to be like, oh, there's another like, you know, who is it? Your friend. You're going to have those days
Yeah.
where you have nothing. But there's also, then those days are going to lead to you finally attracting an audience. You finally have people that are like, oh, like following you, like I like
For
his
the content that you do,
yeah,
and,
just,
and you're truly so
being
happy
yourself.
with your content.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Then you're gonna have people that are gonna start commenting, being like, oh, you don't belong here. Your parents are upset about you. Your parents didn't raise you to be like this. You know, all those
like,
homophobic
"My parents
comments,
are
whatever.
fine."
My parents are fine. My mom's liking my TikToks. My
Yeah.
mom's commenting on my TikToks.
Exactly.
You know, so it's a struggle. You know,
Yeah.
but you will be at a place where you're so grateful with all of that stuff that came, but you put it behind you and you just kept going. It's like hiking. You know?
can't stop.
You can't stop.
But if you stop, you don't get to see the beautiful view at the end.
Yeah,
Even if
cliche
it's
as that sounds, we've done those hikes.
10 hours,
would be
Panorama Ridge, I'm
Geeta would be
crying.
like that. Oh man, let's turn back. I don't want to do the hike anymore. No,
Like, no,
we're
we gotta
gonna
keep
do
going.
the hike. Do you not want your Instagram picture? Yeah.
I want that Instagram. I want to see the view. I want to get my Instagram.
Yeah,
We
not
gotta
just the
keep
Instagram picture,
going.
but the view, right? So
Yeah.
the point is that that's a struggle.
Yeah.
But people might think that making content on social media is so easy. You're taking a bunch of clips and putting it together, but no, honey. The comments that
No,
come
I
after.
can't take. Okay, that's one. But even the angles, the pictures, I am very much not an aesthetic person.
It's not
I don't
easy.
think I am. I think
I think
I'm
you
very,
are.
I'm
But
very
hey, the thing
chaotic.
is, everyone has their own niche, though.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone has their own niche. Everyone's unique in their own way. I know for a fact that not everyone is gonna be making the same videos as me, and I'm not gonna be making the same videos as other
them.
people. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because I'm my own brand.
Yeah.
I create my own art, and I'm creative in my own lane. You can stay in your own lane. I'll look at you and be like, you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna continue doing
Continue
me.
driving.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue driving and do my own.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna cut someone off.
No, definitely.
because I want you to succeed as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, pass the red light.
So
I'll stop at the red light and I'll wait till you did it. Good for you. But again,
We gotta keep rolling,
we all have a final destination. We're all gonna get to it at one point, and we all should be happy with it.
But thank you for that advice for the next gen.
Yeah, for the next generation.
Next generation.
I want to just say before we tie up, but just know that as the next generation, you're opening up a lot of doors for people, for women specifically.
No, that means the world. I think especially when you come from, I love my dad. I love my father. But I think when you come from...
say I'm a Nepo baby. I get you are, but you're also paving your own way.
Thank you.
You should understand that. Like these connections, bro, we were at the, not me saying bro, we were at the late bloomer Just Rain premiere together. Mind you, you know what Geeta said to me in the beginning, or like in general, she's like, I'm gonna be Manvir's +1 all the time. And I've been her +1 all the time, right? But that certain event, I didn't know she was invited to.
I didn't know you were invited
she didn't know I was invited there. The day before, I was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, pull up, right? I can take a +1 with me. No, I'm taking you as a +1. And
then, surprise!
We're like, wait, we're both going to the same event?
Yeah.
Again, you're opening doors for yourself and you're being there for yourself as well. You're meeting these beautiful people in this community that are big and like have a name for themselves, and they're pulling you as well.
No, that's so true. I don't think I'd be here at all without the support that I get.
Yeah. And this is your brand.
Yeah.
You know, just because your dad, your father, we love Vinay Uncle.
Yeah.
He's passing something on to you and you're making it.
He's got high expectations.
He already had a beautiful brand, but you're making it rise more. You're making it your own brand. And it's beautiful, and I'm really proud of you. I think a lot of us are really proud of you.
Thank you. No, that's amazing. I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
We'll keep killing it.
Yeah.
And I guess
this is for the next generation. Just continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Should we sing to end the episode?
Let's sing. This song is a song that I remind myself to just be yourself and just be real. This is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Gonna let the light
shine on me.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, that was beautiful. Thank you for serenading.
Shout out to the next generation.
Yeah. Next Gen podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. No, but thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And thank you everyone for listening, even if it's...
Stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah. See you guys next week.